Hi there, it's Kathy at One Sweet Shop. I'm doing a different project tonight. I'm always seems to have something on my table that's on the go, and tonight it is actually paper flowers. And I'm going to show you how they turn out because I have some made up here into bouquets. Last week I was making some of these, and I think or a couple weeks ago I posted them, and I actually broke my punch. So now I am hand cutting flowers. And that's how I'm getting these. I use the same pattern from my punch. I think I have one here that I'm using as a pattern, if I could find it. Anyway, these are a 6-pointed, like a daisy flower. And now I'm having to hand cut them, so I'm glad I have a couple left over to use as a pattern. And these ones here, oh, this is my pattern right there. That's the one I've been using, and I've just been laying it down and tracing it out and making my bouquets that way. So they're not exactly the same as the punch, just because my cutting is not so perfect, but they still look beautiful in the end. I'll show you how the flower turns out. This one, however, I still do have this punch. It is a 5-pointed flower though, and I kind of prefer the 6-pointed, but I can make a few flowers from these also. So I was just kind of cutting out a couple of these. I was going to try them. I didn't really like them as much. They did turn out perfect. But, and then I'd use different centers and stuff in them. So I did like them, but it's not the same. It just doesn't give the same effect. I'll show you what a 6-pointed flower looks like. So that's the difference between the two. And I think I really, really prefer the 6-pointed, this one here. I like that. So these ones were all hand cut. I had to trace them out and then cut around all the edges and stuff. And I'm actually surprised that I can do it quite quickly now, because I've gotten used to it. And then today I brought my cuddle bug out and my cutting die, and I have brown fingers. As you can see, I've been shading these. And I cut out all the leaves. So I have this great big pile here. Here's a few of the flowers that are left over from my flower arrangement I was making. I'm actually kind of happy I have these. They're really, really pretty. I love the checkered look on them, but I'll show you some that are floral. I just thought I'd make a short little video just to show you. I was just finishing the shading up of these little guys here because I'm going to use them in another project probably. You know, I'll just put them... Oh, my kitty's making a candid. Excuse me, kitty. Go on. Go on. Oh, my Lord. Anyway, I'm going to put these into their own bag just so I don't lose them, because they are my extra, and I will use them probably in another flower arrangement that I'll make. But I'm going to show you the one that I finished here using the 6-pointed flowers, these ones. I'll show you the arrangement I made. And what I've been doing is I've been using like a bouquet of flowers, and I'm actually running out of bouquets now. I was using a bouquet of flowers, and I stripped them so that there isn't anything on them. And I'll show you what I do with it. So these are the flowers that came, there's the bouquet there. Let me see. How do I get this out of here? There it is. We squish these together so you can see them. And that's the end result of these flowers. These ones were all the patterned with sometimes a little check behind them. And they're all made a little differently because some of them I added checkers and the floral ones to the bouquet. And then these ones were all the checkered ones. And this is going to end up being one large bouquet. Like, I'm going to put them all together, and I'll show you what it looks like in the end with the jute. And I also have to attach all these paper leaves yet. So it's a little more work in making, but I really like how they end up turning out. I'll show you another bouquet I'm making too. This is actually for the same friend. And this one here is with the flowers and the polka dots. And I absolutely love the polka dots. But look at the floral ones. And I add that little gemstone in the center. And then I add the two colors together. And these are all hand cut too. I did these all with scissors, so it takes a lot more time than what I like to do. I like to not have it take so much time, but I really can't afford to buy another great big punch. Those things were like $50, so it's going to be a long time before I get another one. But these are all needing their leaves now. I have to start adding the leaves, and the leaves are going to be, I'm going to hot glue them into there, and then I'm going to be taking jute, and I'm going to be wrapping the stems with jute and putting a big jute bow on them. So I'll show you a picture of them when I'm all done, and everything's all together, and I've got the bow and all the leaves on. This takes a little bit of time to cut all these leaves with a cuttle bug, because I have to wind and cut through each layer. I'm running out of green paper, actually, so one of these days I have to get to the city and pick up some more. But I'm glad to show you what I'm working on tonight. This is one of my little projects for the weekend. And I'm excited to show you something else, because I've been taking apart all these flower bouquets, of course, so I end up having all these flowers. Well, I'm going to show you what I'm doing with the flowers, but it's going to be a little messy. I need to use balloons and string and glue and all sorts of things, but I'll show you how they turn out in the end. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and I just wanted to share this with you. So you have yourself a lovely evening, and take care. Craft on. Bye-bye.